Guys, crazy cool tutorials here. Today I'm gonna be showing you how to make an origami crane that can actually flap its wings. So let's go ahead and get started. So to make the origami crane with flapping wings, you're gonna need a square sheet of paper. You can either use printer paper or notebook paper or origami paper. So I would recommend thinner paper because when you're flapping the wings of the crane, it does tend to get a little bit harder. Like this one, which I made with printer paper, as you can see, it's a little bit harder than the one which I made with regular notebook paper. It's a lot easier to flap. So you can choose which one you want. Do you want it to flap better or do you want it to look better? So right now, I'm just gonna use printer paper because for this video, I want it to look better. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is to take this rectangle and convert it into a square. The easiest way is to match this side and this side together, creating a triangle. And give it a good crease like that. And then, see now this side isn't perfectly matched, so I'll just match that up again. And give it a good crease. So now we want to get rid of this part here, and the easiest way to do that is to just fold it over this right angle triangle that we just made. Just fold it over and give it a good crease. Now when you unfold it, it should look like this, and this is the square that we're going to be using. So we want to cut this or tear this apart. So just cut it as best as you can. Okay, so now we have a square with a line, with a diagonal line. So we want to make an X. So this is half of our X. So we want a line like this. So we're going to take this corner and match it up with this corner. And once you have that, you can give it a good crease. So as you can see on mine, because I didn't cut it correctly, there is a little bit excess paper. You don't have to be so bothered about this. And if it's very tiny, you can leave it. But if you do want to cut it, you can. So now when you open it, there's an X. So now we just want to flip the paper over. And as you can still see, there's still an X, although the paper is raised. That's exactly what we want. Now we want to create a plus. So we're going to fold the top side and match it up with the bottom side and give it a good crease. And now when we open that, there's the horizontal line. Now we want to create one line down the middle, like that. So match the left and right side together. And once you're done with that, give it a nice old crease. And you can open it. So now we have a plus and an X in the middle. So now hold the paper like this. So you should have the diamonds facing towards you and this line facing towards you. So you want to hold this down and then smush this and then smush this one. So these two little triangles are going to match up with these two triangles. So like that, and it all comes together, and then just smush this top layer down. So now when you open it from the bottom, it should look like this, and from the top, it should look like this. And that's perfect. So now we want to take one of the two flaps on this side, and match it up to the center line. So just fold it in, match it up to the center line, and give it a good crease. And do the same thing for this side. Take one flap, fold it in to the center line, and give it a good crease. Okay, so now when you flip it, you're just going to do the same thing again. Take this side and fold it into the center line. And now take this side and also fold it into the center line. Okay, so now flip it over and unfold this one. So now you're going to take this little pointer here and fold it down. And then you're going to start seeing the backside curving up. And that's when you want to crease it. So this should be parallel with that. And then you can unfold it. And then you want to take one layer off of the bottom and also unfold it. And it's going to unfold right over this fold that we made. Like that. And then you want to flatten these sides down like this. So you can start from the bottom. Start flattening it from the bottom and then move your way up to the top. And then flatten it. So once you flatten one, the other one will flatten itself. And then you just have to crease it down and give it a nice good old crease on all four sides. Now flip it over again. Now as you recall, we folded this triangle on the other side. Now we have to fold it on this side again. So fold the triangle on this side, unfold everything, and then open one of the flaps from the downside. And open it all the way and then flatten all of them out. Just flatten all of this out like this, and same with the other side. So now it should look something like this. So now what we want to do is, this is the front and back, but there's layers between the front and back. So you want to fold the front like this, and then flip it over, fold the back like this, then flatten everything out on the table. So now if you see, we have something that looks like this on both sides, and that's perfect. So now what you're going to do is you're going to create the head and the tail of the crane. So we're going to take this and gently push it back in to this. So when I gently push it, it creates something like that. And then when you want to crease it, because this will almost create a line with this body. So once it reaches that part, just give it a nice good crease, and there you go. That's the tail of our swan, or the crane. And then flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing with the head. So smoosh it down like this, and when it reaches this area and it all forms one line, give it a nice good crease. And then we want to make the actual beak of the crane. So just hold this like that and then flatten it out and give it a good crease right when you think it looks like a nice beak. So it should look something like that. So now we're going to create the wings. So fold both of them up just like that. It should look something like this. So now we're going to take this point right here where the head, the neck or the head, whatever you want to call it, meets the wings right now, and this point where the wings kind of start. So just fold it on this point and fold it on this point. And then you just want to draw a line or fold a line down that way. And then you can do the same thing with the other side. And just fold it where the neck starts and fold it where it ends. And give it a nice good crease. So now it should look something like that. So this is optional. You can also create legs for the crane just by folding this. It's not legs, it's more like a stand. So you can put it down on your desk or a table and it'll look like that. Otherwise it won't stand up straight. So yeah, that's optional. You could just crease these like that. So now let me show you how to flap it. Okay, so now you're done with the crane. So you want to hold it where we made the legs, or if you didn't, that's fine. You just want to hold it like this, and you want to hold the tail like this and pull it this way. So pull it like that. So let me show you from the top how it looks. So that's the crane flapping its wings. And since I use thicker paper, printed paper in this one, it is generally harder, but once you start flapping it a lot, the wings will start flapping more, and then this part will get a little bit easier. Now, if you did this using origami paper or notebook paper, the flapping part will be a lot easier. So again, just keep that in mind. But anyways, thanks for watching this tutorial of how to make an origami crane that can flap its wings. I hope you liked it. If you did, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thanks.